mind because, like I said, my call flow is popping this morning. Um, so what's going on with y'all? What's going on? Um, yeah. So we talking about money. We talking about dreams. We talking about languages. Exactly what you see in my description is exactly what we talking about. And that is actually the topic right now. Um, I'm also selling my classes, like for anybody that want to sign up. And I'm just gonna take the time now just to get on here to talk about the challenges of my dream, like the challenges of it is what I'm gonna talk about. So don't I'm over here too, sort of like I say, I'm working at the same time, and I'm actually doing my live because I just decided that, hey, I'm gonna be consistent no matter what, no matter what it is. I'm gonna just be consistent regardless of how things play out. I mean, at this point, I feel like I don't really have nothing to lose. I mean, so we and I'm doing my live now. From now on, it's gonna always be. It's always been really 18 and older, but I've decided to put adults only because it be kids in here. And I mean, my live, I don't feel like my live is just really for kids. Like my classes and everything is more for adults. It's not really for kids. So I just want to make that clear so people can know. Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing lives every day. Every day I'll be on here. Every day I'll be on here. I'll be getting more followers. I'll be talking about my dreams. I'll be updating you where I'm at. And then we'll be talking about Spanish and French. That's what we'll be talking about. Mainly Spanish because I live in Mexico. So we'll be talking about both of those right now. Well, both of those, like, yeah, we'll be talking about mainly the Spanish, and then we'll be talking about my dreams is where I'm going, like where am I at in the process. So as I mentioned, I outreach every day, and I'm about to outreach in a minute. I'm about to outreach. Hey there, how you doing? I'm about to outreach in a minute and call a clinic, probably some clinics and like some places and stuff like that to see if they need some interpretation. As we mentioned yesterday, it's like you have the client, you have the vendor, and then you have the worker. Those three different things, right? Three different I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But you have the client, you have the middleman, and then well, the middleman is considered the vendor, right? And then I'm considered the worker, but I'm still a vendor at the same time because I offer services, right? So as an interpreter, um, so this is the way it work out. So and like I said, we talking money, we talking all of this. So it's say for instance, if a company they want to sell lemonade, right? This is like a very basic example. Their company they want to sell lemonade, but they don't know how to make lemonade. So what they do, they look for a vendor, someone that actually makes the lemonade, right? And then I'm the worker, if that makes any sense. I'm the actual one that squeezes that actually makes it. I don't know if I'm saying it right, cause it's like, but it's like a good example though, cause it's like you got the company that want to sell lemonade, so that's going to be the client. The client is always going to be the one up top because that's the one that actually wants it, right? The client actually wants lemonade. So the client calls the company, but they know somebody that sell lemonade, so they sell lemonade. But I guess I would be the person. I would be the person that squeeze the lemonade. They actually do it, right? So they would buy it from me. Yeah, that's the way it would go. So they would buy the lemonade from me, and then they would sell it. So basically, or not even basically, bro. Like when we talking about talent, period, like interpreting and stuff like what I do, you're really talking about selling. They're really just selling your service. Like that's it. they're just really just selling your service. It's just simple as that. Like, you have a certain service. It's like if you was a barber in a barber shop. If you're a barber in a barber shop, they just really selling your service. That's it. Like, cause like I said, you got three different people, right? You got the up top, which is the business. You have, well, you got the client, you got the vendor, and then you got you, which will be the worker, which will be a subcontractor. That's what you would. That's the way the flow go. So right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cut out the middleman and just deal directly with the clients. And it's been the most challenging thing for me. But it don't feel, for some reason, it don't feel like it should be that challenging, because it's like, I got the talent, I got the skill, I got everything. But it is pretty challenging, you know, to do that. So yeah, it is pretty challenging. So I guess it just take, like, I guess everybody, like the agencies and stuff I work for, I guess they took time to get the clients. I mean, I don't think it was easy for them too. But I know one thing you definitely need, you need time so you can really, you know, dig into it. But I'm gonna give y'all probably about a good 30 minutes in total right now and see if anybody come on. And then after that, I'm gonna just go ahead and do my outreach today. So I'm doing my live in the morning. I'm gonna probably do it for like a good 30 minutes or something. And then I'm going to start outreaching to people. But I'm just trying to cover, because this is part of my entrepreneurship too. But like I say, everything feels very volatile. Like every single thing, like nothing really feels. And I think that's like one of my main challenges to being a freelance, not a freelancer. That's one of my main challenges to being a business owner. And I don't know if it's just, I guess it's because it's the beginning. Well, it's not really necessarily the beginning. Right, it's not necessarily the beginning, but it's just like, it seems like everything, like, okay, so as a freelance interpreter, I feel like it's already kind of volatile along the work. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I log on every day, and it's very volatile because you're not really, like, okay, number one, the calls normally don't just last a long time. Like, I get calls like in bursts. So they may last like probably 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. And then you only pay when you working, when you actually on a call, right? So sometimes it could feel like you working a lot, and then by the end of the day, you only work probably like 2 or 3 hours or something like that. But you've been on and you've been connected like since the morning. So that alone is very volatile. So now the challenge I face as a business owner, like with my online thing, I just feel like the visibility is like the hardest thing. Like, that's the most hardest thing that I would say, because it just feels like you just kind of pushing, but nothing's happening. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's very hard to really monetize if nobody don't know who you are. You know, so I just feel like this like the most difficult part of doing it. And then it's like I look around me and then I see certain people that have, like, I don't know, it's just very difficult, y'all. Like, it's so difficult to the point where I feel like I could possibly be consistent all the time and never probably would make it to where I'm trying to make it to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so volatile. Like, it's like, right. And it's like you got to kind of sort of know how to move, because it's like, okay, I'm doing a live now, and I don't see nothing wrong with it. But in the same time, it sort of feel like a waste of time, because it's like, okay, well, ain't nobody watching me. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of feel like a waste of time, because it's like, okay, I am putting in time for this. And then it's exactly how it is when you log in and you working as a freelance interpreter. It feels like you just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be my biggest challenge. It's been my biggest challenge, and I have a strategy for everything that I'm doing. So I'm not just gonna sit and just, you know, just chill out. Like, I'm gonna still keep moving forward. I'm gonna still keep believing in my dreams. I mean, I feel like, what else can you really do? You know, you can only believe in your dreams. You can only keep going. Honestly, because people sort of kind of lurk and pop in and out and scroll and stuff like that, I feel like I'm boring sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I be feeling like I'm boring. But what I notice is that, man, if people want to connect, they connect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like the way people jumping on and off, I mean, how would they even have a chance to know if you're interested or not? So interesting or not. But yeah, so there's one thing I will say, it's just very volatile. That's what I would say. Like, interpreting is a very volatile career. And then even just doing like YouTube is very volatile. Like, it's not no career. Well, it's not really a career, but that could be discouraging because it's, like I said, it's volatile. It's like nothing is really consistent. And that's my only big business thing now. So I'm about to actually do what I can control right now. Once I get out this live, I'm about to get off in about, probably get out like 10, 20 more minutes. I'm gonna get off and I'm about to outreach to some people to try to get some people for my business. Because you feel invisible a lot of the time. So I think that's gonna be my biggest challenge. I'm gonna figure out how to overcome it though. I'm gonna overcome the challenge. It's hard, but I'm gonna figure out how to overcome it. I'm gonna figure it out. And I feel like the only way you can figure it out is to test everything. You know, you can't really figure it out if I basically can't waste too much time on one thing because I gotta actually, like I said, I'm about to outreach some people today. And I'm hoping I can get at least about 1 or 2 yeses for Spanish to English interpreting. But see, YouTube at the same time is sort of like a middleman too. So it's like it's really hard to get out that middleman type thing. I mean, like, I feel like the only way is just being direct, calling. Like, that's why I say when I get off here, I'm about to call some people. So, because I feel like the problem with YouTube is they control who view your stuff. They push it to who they want. So it's kind of like this sort of kind of like it kind of work against me. Because it can make you feel like you really don't have no talent, that you're really not good. It can make you feel a certain way. But like I say, as long as I'm aware of how much time I'm putting into everything, I think that's good enough. Like, as long as I'm aware that, okay, I'm going to spend 20 minutes on here, 30 minutes or whatever, right? Regardless, because I feel like I still want to show up for my brand. Like, I really do not want to show up. Because I remember at one point, I was so, like, sensitive to, like, dang, ain't nobody watching me, ain't nobody viewing me or nothing like that. But I still show up because, I mean, it's my brand, you know, that I'm working. But I'm going to figure this out. I'm determined every day, y'all. Because I may need to just stop spending so much time on my live and then just get outreach to the people. And then, yeah. I need to stop spending too much time. But it be so many people I be seeing on the internet be doing, like, stupid stuff. Like, but people love drama. People love drama, though. That's the thing about it. And I think that's going to kind of sort of... People love innovation, too. People love innovation, which somebody did say that at one point. But I think when we look at demand and numbers, I mean, it speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody really want to hear... I'm not going to say don't nobody want to hear it. Like, I don't want to say that. I can build a lane of my own, which I'm doing. But I feel like, what do y'all think? If something don't work for a long time or for a moment, do you think you should keep going at it? Or do you think you should switch up something? Or do you think you should change things around? Or do you think, like, if it's just not working? Like, see, what I'm thinking now, see, the world we live in, YouTube controls the views and who see your stuff. YouTube controlled it. So it's almost like it's not really so much about if you're an interesting person or not in a personal way. It's just, I feel like it's almost like a lottery ticket. You know what I'm saying? Because they control like, everything works kind of according to an algorithm nowadays. So I feel like even if I get on, even if I'm consistent, even if I'm whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's always still that chance that it might not really. So yeah, I'm going to keep working. I'm going to figure out how to do this. So, okay, let me see. Hold on, where y'all at? So yeah, middleman. I'm finna get off in a minute. I'm not gonna be on here too long. Like I say, about another 15 minutes and I'm gone. That's it. And it depends. I might stay longer if I get like a little engagement, but I think you have to... You can't really base things on hope. You really can't. And I feel like there's been like a mistake. Well, I wouldn't say a mistake. It's more like a learning experience. And then, like I say, YouTube sort of kind of work the same. So it's me, YouTube, and you got the viewer. I can't reach my subscribers directly, so there's definitely a problem, right? Like, I can't there's some I can't actually reach out to people and be like, hey, I'm live, hey, I'm live. I mean, I can record a video, but not everybody see the video. Right, so I can pretty much see where this is going, y'all. So I'm gonna probably get on probably later or something. I gotta actually outreach some people. Who's okay? Man, this is hard, bro. Wow. Mm. Wow. Dang. Mm. Wow, this is crazy though. Wow, so I can get what it is. Okay, this is gonna be it's gonna be very difficult. Okay. Mm. I probably get I don't even know. I probably do a dance video later. Hey, what's up? What's going on? You call me Gay Lord? You call me Gay Lord? What's going on? So I was talking about goals as far as like my dreams and what I'm actually doing. And I was actually breaking down the different levels of things. So the different levels would be like up here you got the what you call the client, then you got the vendor, and then you got the worker. So what I'm doing is cutting out that middleman right now. Yeah, I'm just cutting out the middleman right now. That's what I'm doing. We'll talk about that later. We could possibly talk about that later, but we talking about having your own business. We talking about being a client, the middleman, and the worker. That's what we talking about. And then we also talking about how algorithm is controlled. Like right now I'm doing a live, but YouTube controls who sees this and who does not. So, and I'm talking about like just all the challenges of my online business. That's what I'm talking about. So we can talk about that later. That's not part of what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. And anybody in here that's under 18 should leave. If you're not an adult, you should leave. If you're an adult, this live is only for 18 and over. Just in case. So, yeah, we only talking about that one thing. Thank y'all for the like. Hey, what's up, Hunter? Hunter, what's going on? So finally, the algorithm, I guess they push me. I remember you all the time because you're a normal person that connect. You normally connect all the time. So my journey, I'm gonna tell y'all how my journey going, and this is my business journey. It's going good, but I can see the challenges. So the challenges is the algorithm controlling things. You know, because when you do YouTube, like me, I'm sure that YouTube secretly is going to push this live to certain people. It's not going to be pushed to everybody. So that's my only challenge right now. And then as far as business wise of me having my own online platform, which is RussellTrilingual, that is challenging because once again, algorithm controls everything. So I could be like, okay, well, I want to promote my business, or I want to reach a certain amount of people, you know, that want to learn Spanish. But if YouTube controls who sees it, then it's kind of against me, right? That's kind of working against me. So there's my two challenges right now, is that. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I still, well, what I'm going to do now after I get out this lab, I'm about to outreach. I'm about to call some clinics, call some lawyers, and I'm about to ask them, like offer my remote service to them. And I'm going to see if I can get at least about 1 or 2 yeses. I'm about to do that. So, because as I mentioned, I'm trying to build my direct client base. So if anybody here want to learn Spanish, you're welcome to check out RussellTrilingual.com. You're welcome to book a free consultation with me. So, but like I say, what works against me is the algorithm. Like, you know, I don't even know. I don't think in the 90s we had this. Like, I don't even think, let me see. Was it algorithm in the 90s? Why you say it's not helping me? Well, man, you ain't lying. You ain't lying though. Yeah, I just said it. You ain't lying. You definitely not lying, because like I say, you can do everything and you can still, because see, your thing, if you're starting a business, you got to be seen. You know what I'm saying? It's just a logical thing. You got to be seen if you got to be, like, there's no way that you can start a business and be successful if you're not seen. So the problem that I believe is that I could post so many videos about what I'm offering, but if YouTube doesn't show that to people, then it's like, you invisible pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that, I know that works against me. And I'm sure it works against a lot of other people. Like if you're trying to promote something or push something, a lot of the times people just, if they don't see it, I mean, it's like you invisible. It's like you a ghost. Okay, we did have algorithm in the 90s. Right. I appreciate you. You're right. If I get no customers, it's useless. So, I'm going to just ask y'all this question. If you got a business and you're not getting no customers, would you eventually just stop and just be like, man, forget it? Or would you just keep going on relentlessly because you feel like, okay, it's possibly hope? Would you try to change your strategy? You said you wouldn't, you just shut it down? So you wouldn't try to change your strategy, try to like switch something up, or you wouldn't try to do that? So they said, so in the 90s, they did have an algorithm because they decided what shows aired. So wait a minute, let me ask the question directly. So if you didn't have no customers for a certain amount of time, you would just give up? Tell me why that you would. Why would you, or why wouldn't you? Because in the 90s, they decided what shows aired, what time, and how long they stayed on. So the algorithm was just different. Right? Back then, it was just different. Like, if Family Matters moved to a bad slot, there was the algorithm changing, right? So we already, you would keep going? Okay, no, I would keep going. Okay, I appreciate this motivation. But did y'all know they had algorithm in the 90s? I actually didn't know it, but it makes sense. Like, everything we see today, we pretty much had in the 90s, but it was in a different, the setup was different, right? It was a different system, but the same thing. Like, we be saying, like, oh, well, back then was so much better, it was so different. But secretly, we just didn't have the knowledge about what was going on then. Like, in the 90s, they had an algorithm. Like, the TV shows that they showed and stuff like that, you know? I didn't know that until, like, I'm actually looking it up now. And then also, they decided what songs went into rotation. Like phones, right? They decided which songs to play on the radio. That's part of the algorithm. Right there. And then what played at rush hour, what became a hit, like they all decided that. Yep. If a DJ loved the song, it blew up. I'm just actually kind of looking over here and researching and giving y'all the information at the same time. So, and then store buyers, magazine editors. So they decided what CDs went in the front of the store, Wow, I never noticed it. Y'all noticed it? Like a lot of stuff now was going on then, but it was different. Yeah. So and then it was what was on the cover of Jet. They decided that Vibe 17, which artists got seen. So this is the same thing I'm going through now. Right, but it's just in 2026 in this digital era, it kind of feels different. Right. So back then, a few humans made choices of who could see you, right? Or who you could see back then. And then now it's like a black box machine make choices you never see. So it's a lot of behind the scenes thing going on with like the YouTube, how they control who see you and stuff like that. So that's my biggest challenge right now as a business owner. And that's why it's hard for me to get customers. Because if I had like, if I had my stuff pushed, like if it was pushed to more people, I'll be getting customers a lot faster. So that's why I say what I'm doing is I'm calling people and I'm going to try to see if that works so I can get more customers. Well, so I can at least get some customers. So the 90s, it was slower, it was more soulful, it was more human, right? 90s was more human. Do you agree that 90s, I believe, was more human? But also gate kept, limited, hard to break into. You said you need to get more likes and comments and you would get more people on your stream. Okay, so do you think that YouTube pushes people based on that? I believe so too. Like if you get more comments and more likes and stuff, I think people be on there. So YouTube, it makes sense. But with today's world, in today's world, I gotta be doing some crazy. I feel like I gotta be doing some crazy stuff. And I don't want to do nothing that's like out of my league. You know what I'm saying? Because I know people do stuff. That's why people do stuff for attention. Like they talk about certain things that's popular. I don't know. I may have to just switch it up like that. You said no, not really. Why not really? I guess it's just about being consistent, even in the hardest moments. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Just being consistent in the hardest moments. Yeah, I hate those people that. Right? Yeah, I don't like that neither. But you got them people that do that. Like they figure it out, right? Because the world we live in, and it's just like me just having this experience being online lately. Me starting my business. What happens, I believe, is they do a video, right? And they may be doing something silly or stupid or some testing their theory. And I think it go viral, right? Go viral, or they get like so many likes and so many views. So they just keep repeating the same thing, right? And then, but the crazy thing about it, see, YouTube push that though. YouTube is pushing it. Like YouTube, like we talking about the algorithm of the 90s. That is today's world we live in. I'm not saying that I can't make it. I'm not saying that I'm a type of person that'll sell out that's not gonna be myself. But I'm just saying people like that, that's kind of where we at today. It's not like it was before. You know what I'm saying? Like, because more people have control over like what they post. It's not like the same, like back in the day, you had to go to a network. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to get seen. So it was way more limited. But today it's like everybody's like their own network. You know what I'm saying? So it's like YouTube, the way they control it is like, okay, what is more people buying into? You know what I'm saying? So if more people buying into drum and stuff like that, then that's what we gonna naturally, organically push more. It's just harder for a person like me because unfortunately I'm not that. You agree with that? I feel like that's just the reality of it. I feel like as much as I want to say like, wow, it's not like that. I just feel like me looking around the internet and stuff like that. Look, if you're not talking like no drama, like about nobody else's life, like a celebrity or something like that, because you got people that talk about that. You're not talking drama. You're not talking politics. If you're not talking something like that of that nature, I feel like they're not going to push you. You're going to be invisible. It's like back then, like if you didn't talk about certain things, even back then on your record, it wasn't going to get heard like that because people that's just the way it was. I believe it. Like, just think about the music that you heard in the 90s. and during certain years. You probably noticed like a trend or something that people was talking about a certain thing at that time, and that's what was selling. So you said it's talking all of the people, taking all of the people from you. What do you mean? You mean like not talking about certain things? Because like I said, in the 90s, you had certain artists that did. I just think it's the reality. Like I said, I'm not saying that. It's kind of like a person. Let's just take it like this. So you got some people that's what I want to say, they just don't never sell out. You know, they just always are like original. You know, but I think that comes at a cost. It's taking all the people from you. Oh yeah, the attention seekers, right. I love the way you say that. The attention seekers are taking all the people away from me. You like old time, right? They taking all the attention away from me. So it's like, for instance, we just gonna say some people. Let's just go with an old school rapper, right? You know, old school rapper or old school rock and roll artist or whatever, Tina Turner, whoever, you know. I love Tina Turner. Yeah, but we're gonna go with that. So during her time or during whoever artist they time, they had their certain time and they had their certain right. They was original. They was, you know what I'm saying? But they not gonna necessarily try to adapt to the new times at all times. They're not gonna necessarily do that. You know, they're not gonna adapt to the new times like that. Like they're gonna still keep doing them, but it comes at a cost. You know, it comes at a cost. Like you not adjusting to the what's going on now, it comes at a cost. Like I can name a few people in my head that I see online now. I don't want to say no names exactly, but it's people that get attention from talking about like their personal life, about they just like dramatic stuff. And then like I said, you said they are going to stick, right, they're going to stick to the old time stuff. But they come at a cost though, because nobody not gonna want to hear that, but they gonna be loyal. But you know, so you get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm really trying to say. I'm not saying, and they still got their fan base. You know what I'm saying? They still have their particular fan base of loyal fans, but overall, they don't have like the same amount of fans as somebody that would be, you know, riding the wave of now. You said, and not steal all the attention. That's why I like people like that. Right, okay, that's what I'm saying. So I just need a continued fan base. You could say fan base, client base, and stuff like that. I feel like you can't focus on trying to have everybody. You know what I'm saying? You want to focus on more of just a loyal fan base of people, even if it's just 10 people. That's just how I feel like that's how you would do that. Because it's like, in the days where we live in, Instagram and stuff, if a person got 1 million followers and one person got 100,000, it's like, okay, well, this person must be better because they got 2 million, they got 1 million or something like that. So I just think, and those people that we're talking about, like the old school people that stick to that stuff, they have a loyal fan base that they have built over years, right? So they probably don't care too much about like, I need 1 million followers, I need this or that, you know, because they got their loyal fan base that they built over years. You said, yeah, but one day if you keep going, you will get. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. It's difficult for me in a way, because I freelance as an interpreter, and like I said, it's different levels to this. You know, like you have the client, you have the vendor, and which is the middleman, and then you have me at the bottom. I'm right at the bottom. I'm the worker. So you see what I'm saying? That's the breakdown. I'm trying to cut that middleman out, and I'm trying to deal directly with my clients. So this, when I get out this live, I'm gonna call out to some places so I can see if I can get like 1 or 2 yeses to visit my website, and I can do so. It's the same service, just me cutting the middleman out. So you said, and YouTube needs to push the small channels. Not right. So like I say, that is what's really going on. I thank you for being on here. You know, just being a loyal person to the channel. I appreciate that. And I do dance videos too. I just be dancing, enjoying myself. I do short language videos. So I appreciate you for being on here. But I just think there's just, and they making money off of it, you know? So I look at YouTube as sort of kind of like a middleman in a way. That's what I was saying. I was saying earlier, YouTube is sort of kind of like a middleman because you have okay, so let's take it like this. So you got me, I'm right here. You got YouTube in between, and then you got the viewer. You're right here, right? If I didn't have YouTube in my way, and if I can just get straight to the viewer, it'll be better. And that's why I think that's why I'm gonna call out directly to some places so I can talk directly to some people to try to get my business going. It just I always feel more, right, they like a middleman. It's pretty much like a middleman. Like, no question. Maybe not the same middleman that I'm dealing with right now, business-wise, but it's a middleman when it comes to promotions, pushing yourself, being seen. Just like it was in the 90s. In the 90s, it was the same thing. Like, you had the person, you had the network in the middle, right? And then you had the viewer, right? Back then. So in order to be seen, you got to go to the network, which is the middleman. This in the middle. You got to go to the network. It's the same thing today. It's just a different format, but pretty much the same thing. The exact same thing. Like, YouTube is standing in my way. It's kind of helping me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It's helping me because, I'm able to get some people, but I feel like, it's easy. It's easier. Yeah, it's definitely easier today. I definitely feel like it's easier. Yeah, but it's still, like I said, a middleman. Like I said, they control what you see. Even the media that we live in today, not just YouTube, even Facebook, everything. They control what you see. Everything. So it's just, I guess as long as you're aware of it, being aware of something helps you to know how to go about things. So do you actually work? Do you have a job? Do you have your own company? Or yeah, but it's kind of easier today, I would say. Like with my platforms that I'm working on now, they're considered the middleman. So they control the calls, they control all of that, So it's just, I'm trying to break that. I'm trying to just get out of it. And I think once I get out of that, I think I'll be in a better position. Like, I can just figure out ways to just like, okay, let's cut this middleman out. Like, some people actually got their own networks. That's one thing. They got their own networks. Yep. So I'm gonna keep working on trying to figure out how to cut these middlemen out. I'll be consistent on YouTube. I'm gonna keep doing that, keep connecting. Yeah. So, but yeah, this definitely a good topic. 90s was different, but it was still kind of the same. But it is easier today, of course, than then. Now you have to say 67, and you get 67. I say 67. 67. And now I get 1 million like 67. Yeah. So where did it come from? 67. I get 1 million views. Okay, a question. Why would you keep going with your view? Like, what would make you keep striving if you had a business and it was hard and you wasn't really getting no customers? So what would make you keep going? That's kind of what's my question. Like if you like, dang, I ain't getting no customers, like what would make you just keep going, period? Because I know some people start a business and then they shut down after they don't get customers for so long. And especially if it's costing, well, I just answered my question right there. Right, I guess if it don't really cost you much money and it's like a low overhead, I guess. So you said motivation. Okay, yeah, motivation. You gotta have motivation. And then, like I said, the fact that other people still doing it, it's just, obviously it's possible. And then, like I say, the more you keep striving, you actually improve in your strategy. You improve in your strategy as you keep trying. You improve in it. So it's always like other positive sides to it. Yep. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and start outreaching to some people now. I think that's the best thing to do now. Try to see if I can get at least about a couple customers or potential clients. That's what I'm about to do. I just want to connect right now to talk a little bit to the people on here. I might be on later, possibly later. So I'll probably go on like one more time later this evening or something like that. But I appreciate you for talking to me, for being here. Um, I think you already following me, so I appreciate that. And that's it. That's pretty much it today for right now. Cause I got other stuff I need to work on. All right, so all right.